birthday. Because last year I said, or the last couple of years I said, hey, well, I want to do something on my birthday where I don't care what it is. I'm going to announce live. I'm going to announce something, and then I'm going to, don't ask me anything. Let's do that. Let's have a night where we can just have a conversation. You can ask me any question under the sun. You can business, life, leadership, Jesus, whatever. Let's have these conversations. And then I'm just going to make a few announcements on some of the pivots I'm doing and invite you into something incredible. Hey, what's going on, Miss Natalie? And she says, happy birthday. Well, thank you. I wish I had a happy birthday song, but I do not. So I'm going to hit my bounce music here. We're going to bounce a little bit. Yeah, see, we're just bouncing. I like that. We can do that. Super, super excited. Now for this show for tonight to be one of those nights where we just have a good conversation, I would love to have you hit me up in the comments. Let me know where you're coming from, what's going on. How is your Tuesday night? How are you spending your Tuesday evening here? Yo, we've got some more stuff. Look, happy birthday, brother. What's up, Freddie? So good to see you guys. Now, again, this is one of those nights where this is an Ask Me Anything. So I need a lot of participation from you guys. And it could be anything under the sun. I have, for you guys who don't know me, I have over 20 years of experience in leadership and leadership development. I am a certified leadership coach with a master's in leadership. I have what else do I have here? I have a certification in personality, DISC personality profiling. I've run my own business for a while. I planted a church. I've been a school teacher. There are so many things happening in my life over the last. Matter of fact, do you know this? Here's one of these little facts that most people don't know. I not only was I in the military and I did missionary work, so I have been able to step on 30 different countries throughout the world. I've been in Venice and Bari, Italy, and Spain and Rock of Gibraltar, and I was in Japan. Not Japan. I want to go to Japan. Was not in Japan. I actually was over in Thailand, Burma, and Laos. We spent some time over in Thailand, Burma, and Laos, and then from there I was in North Africa for a little bit. Did some stuff over there, and then in southern Suda Bay, Crete. Been all over the Caribbean. I have been in a lot of different places, a lot of world traveling. And so we could just go ahead and just hit it up in the comments. And I've got some questions people have already asked that I'm going to talk about too. And then in a few minutes, we'll go in there and we'll grab into the whole little bit of announcement, a little bit of give back, a little bit of things like that. But as you drop them in, let's go ahead. And you know what I'm going to do, guys, as that music hits off, I'm going to put you into the overlay here. So that way people can see as you mention, you talk. I love this thing. If you guys don't know, this is Restream, and I use Restream. So one of the things that I do get asked a lot is, what is the program you use? And the program I use is actually called Restream. And all the live stream things that I've been able to, play with, and this is by far one of my favorite. If not my favorite, is my favorite streaming tool, because what this does is allows me to stream on up to 30 different platforms all at the same time. Matter of fact, I am sitting on 4 platforms right now. I'm over here with some of my main audience over here at YouTube. All the shout outs on my YouTube family. I'm on my Facebook page. I'm on my Facebook group. So the shout out to all you Facebook fam. And then I also am on this other place that I just decided to join, which is called D Live. And you can do live shows over there. And one of the cool things about D Live is after you hit a monetization level, because YouTube and D Live monetize their videos, right, after a certain level, you actually get people can pay you in cryptocurrency because it's on the blockchain. And I was like, well, yeah. How many of you guys are in cryptocurrency? Because that's something I recently got into. So now I'm live streaming on a platform where people can actually donate or give crypto for the how well your live stream is. So for you guys here, that's what I use. I use Restream. You can see that Restream.io. I can drop a link in the comments. Guess what? The bottom tier for all you streamers out there, the bottom tier is forever free. And then I actually pay for some of the upper tiers. And I'm going to go professional here soon, because obviously I do a professional live show and I want to be able to put my own branding. But if you do a stream of any sort, you want to stream on 30 different channels all at the same time. I don't know anybody who has 30 different channels, but there are those options. You can do Restream.io, and guys, hit me up in the comments and I will be happy to send you guys a link to that for you guys who are live streamers. And hey, listen, I can tell you right now, for all you guys who are doing business, all you guys who are doing, life and wanting to grow your business, if you don't have video as part of that, and it doesn't matter if you've been in business a while, if you're a new entrepreneur, or you trying to start a side hustle, video needs to be part of your strategy. A lot of things on the channel, and you see me starting to pivot in, is talking about platform, talking about growing and getting your business together and cutting through the noise. Well, video needs to be part of your platform, whether it be short form, long form, or even this live streams. I tend to be a very big live streamer. I mean, I know how to talk, right? I love talking. I love getting in there. But one of the things that we want to make sure is that video is part of your platform. And not just on Facebook, but on YouTube and other platforms like that, because people consume video. Like right now, we're having a conversation and people consume video. How many of you guys watch TikToks all day? Like you get into the TikTok hole or you get into the YouTube hole. It's like one moment you're sitting there and you're like, man, that's cool. You're looking up something where you want it to do. Like somehow the other day I was looking up trying to be a plumber, right? If you guys know me, I don't know how to plumb things. I don't do the plumber stuff, but I had 2 clogged sinks and I'm like, what do you do? So I YouTubed it. And so you're YouTubing, how do you fix a clogged sink? And then 2 minutes later, you see it on the side and the suggested things. You go, oh, look, I was looking for clogged sinks, but look, this actually talks about how to blow sinks up, right? Where you can actually just explode them. So I started watching something like that, which led me over to this other video, which led me over to this other video. And before long, you're watching how penguins throw up. And you're like, I was just trying to unclog a sink, but now I'm watching penguins throw up. What is this? And then you end up on Twitter, 58 tabs later, some music is happening somewhere. You have no idea where it's at. And then you're just stuck in the hole, and that's really what happens, guys. And so, but the idea or the thing around it is with business, when you're trying to get forward into business, we live in a very visual world. And, even an audio world, like look how the massive amount of stuff of podcasts, how explosive podcasts have been. Look at video. Video is big. So if you're doing any type of business, video is huge, guys. And if video isn't part of your business plan, isn't part of your thing, it's one of those things that like, I really highly suggest it become part, because it's things like this that actually get us into a place where we get to know each other. Live streaming is about building community. Live streaming is about helping, like getting into that relationship where you're talking with me, I'm talking with you. And I absolutely love the comments and stuff like that. But it's really, really one of those things where it needs to be part of your business model. And guys, again, I can't tell you how much that I emphasize that. I spent thousands of dollars on one of the best YouTube coaches on the planet to learn how to grow my YouTube, to learn the ins and outs of YouTube. I mean, Owen Video has been one of the most influential people in my life. Because he showed me not only the mindset of what it means to be a business tuber, not just a YouTuber, where you ever see the YouTubers where people are playing with like hair dryers and they're making millions of dollars to playing with a hair dryer? No, but having a full business model around video to actually grow your business, grow your life, and do all the things you're supposed to be doing, right? And it's been instrumental in how much he's taught me and how much I've learned. And then those mentors I had on Facebook and how much they've taught me in how to manage Facebook, because those are my 2 platforms. Listen, if whatever platform you're on, learn the platform so that you can utilize it in your business, whatever one it is. And it could be a paid business, it could be a church, whatever, but learn to use the platform accordingly, because if you use the platform accordingly, guess what? It will actually help you push your videos out, but you need video. Video is the number one thing that people are looking for. And just like those things, and going to take a second here and say, hello, Brian. Good to see you. How penguins throw up get me every time. I love it, man. Rhoda, thank you for the happy birthday wishes. I appreciate that. This is the birthday night. I am excited to be with you. I can't think of anything better. My wife and I went out this weekend and we went to the melting pot. It was super, super awesome. And, as somebody who has celiac disease, it's really hard to find a place you can eat and actually feel good that isn't gluten heavy. And the melting pot had amazing food that was super gluten free, was lactose free. So I left really fat and I left really sated and very, very excited. I did put a picture of the dessert tray up there on my Facebook page. But in that, we were really excited. And then today we made grain-free cupcakes out of like almond flour and stuff, which was super, super good. I had them sing happy birthday to me. I got my new digs, I got some nice shirts. I got some cool stuff and just having a great time with my family. And now I'm with you guys. You guys are my family. You guys are my friends. I love hanging out with you. I love these moments to be with you at all times. So, but yeah, guys, if you're not doing video part of your business plan, man, you're missing out on the greatest portion of your business that you could have. You're missing a section. Now some of you guys are like, I'm so afraid to be on video. Well, let's work on helping you not be afraid, to have the confidence to show up. And again, you could be in any industry. I think like some of you guys who are in, selling makeup guys, that number one, if you're going to sell makeup, you need to actually be visible. If you're not visible while you're selling makeup, you're probably not doing it right. Even you guys who are selling like, what else? Like some of that, Pampered Chef and whatever it is, being on video and learning how to do that. Like, let me tell you something really, really cool with that. Hey, Mike, good to see you. Leadership Mike, really want an amazing channel for people who are really devoted to managers and learning how to manage. Leadership with Mike is an incredible channel that's devoted to that. So if you are a manager who is wanting to learn how to get better at that, I would highly suggest that you go check and subscribe to his channel. Some of the other YouTubers on here, up and coming YouTubers and business tubers that are on the stream, Brian Burgess, who was here earlier. He's here to talk about penguins throwing up. Really good friend of mine. He actually has a channel that's devoted to teaching God's word and helping you understand God's word in a very present way in this society and how this is going. So guys, if you have not been on any of these guys' channels, Natalie, she's somebody I coach and she's a really good friend. She doesn't have a channel per se yet, but I do want to encourage her to start a channel coming up because again, you need to have video as part of your platform. And again, whatever, like I am a huge sold out to YouTube. I love YouTube. I love building YouTube. I'm sold out to like the Facebook groups because Facebook and YouTube are two different animals. You got to learn both of them. But here's the difference. Like I am wonderfully in love with live streaming. And I'm wonderfully in love with getting videos out. Even though I'm not in love with editing, I am going to be looking for somebody to do that for me. But I'm in love with being on camera. And I found out, guess what, guys? I found out I'm actually pretty good at it. And you just got to get better. And you don't come up one day and you don't go and say, hey, I'm going to do this and I'm going to be awesome. No, you're probably going to suck at first. And that's okay, because here's the deal. If you start even as you suck, you're going to get better as time goes on. And that's really what it comes down to. You don't start great, but you have to start to be great. And if you can get out of your fear, out of your comfort zone, and just get to a place where you're like, I'm going to start. So let me give you a perfect example. And Mike, I do want to acknowledge you there with one of those comments you made is, yeah, YouTube actually helps you find the audience. This is why I love being over here. And I do want to say out there for Natalie, I said Mike twice. Look at that. Natalie, yeah, June. Might do a birthday surprise for me, even to everyone. Do it. Get up there. Get it out there. It's going to be super, super amazing. I think you'll do awesome because I know you're launching your business. She's actually reaching out to moms who want to be who have been moms their whole life and want to actually have that self-love, that self-care, and be who they were created to be apart from their children. So that's super, super cool. Brian, absolutely. Dude, I believe in you. I believe in the channel you're building because it's a channel that people need to be part of. So Brian Burgess, definitely find him and subscribe. So for you guys, so like Rhoda's on this stream and some other people who sell stuff. Let me see here. I don't know if Fran sells anything, but I do want to actually say, like Freddie, he's an artist, things like this. Get the power of video right now. If you can go over to, like, say, maybe you don't want to do live streaming like I do. Listen, I love my group. I love being on camera. I love speaking, but maybe you say you're not good at that. Maybe you're like, I'd rather be on camera, but not talking like you do. Cause I'm freeforming. Like I don't have anything else. I'm just freeforming this because I love being part of this. And thank you so much, Shannon, for the shout out for the birthday. but maybe you want to sell something and you're like, I just don't know what to sell. Do you know Amazon Live is doing some incredible things where you can actually go on live on Amazon and you can talk about things you already own in your house, and you can get out there and you can be like, yo, I want to sell this, so let me go talk about this. But the cool thing is that when you get your storefront and you begin to populate it with all products. So maybe you're talking about your vacuum. I don't know. I'm going to throw that out there. Maybe it's a vacuum and you're talking about the most wonderful vacuum in the world. But on your storefront, you put on vacuums and vacuum bags, and then you start putting on other things. Like maybe you put a game system on there, or computers, or a Cuisinart. When's the last time you heard of the word Cuisinart, guys? Like, come on, like really? But you put that stuff on there and you just populate it with about 7, 10, 15, 20 items. If anybody on your live stream clicks on it, they will, and if they actually buy it, you'll get a percentage of selling that thing. It's an affiliate link, right? You'll get a percentage of selling it, but you also get a percentage of anything else in the cart that they're going to buy for like 24 hours if they click on and put that thing in the cart and they buy it, right, off of your store. So you can look to make $100, $200, maybe less, maybe more, depends on how long you go live stream, how convincing you are in what you're selling or whatever that is. But getting on there, you can make a couple $100 a month just by going live once or twice a month, maybe 3, 4 times, whatever that looks like for you, whatever, as you build an audience. Obviously, you have to do an audience as well. But as you build that audience, you can make some decent money just getting on talking about stuff. Like you can be like, this is the best, what is it, stapler in the world. And you can start talking about how the staple thing's great, right? And you can start making money going live on Amazon Live. YouTube. YouTube is a long game, right? Where my Facebook Live and all you guys over there on Facebook, listen, I love all you guys, but doing Facebook Live lasts for a couple hours and then it's gone. It's like watching a billboard. You guys are driving and you ever see the billboard and it's like gone. That's what lives on like Facebook are. It's like, hey, it's great while it's live, but once it's not live, it doesn't live anymore. So when it doesn't live anymore, that the likelihood of people seeing it after about 5 or 6 hours is not probably going to happen. Whereas on YouTube, this thing lives forever. So if I decide to leave this live up, or if I bring it down and cut it up and then put it back up, it'll live forever because YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. So you've got to learn to manage your strategies. You got to learn to figure out what you want to do, how you want to do it, and then go for your business plan, guys. You got to get out there and start. There is a lot of money to be made. The difference is are you willing to get out there and do it? Are you going to do the grind to get a business started? Or if you're already started, what is the next thing that you need to do to get your business to the next level? Right? That's really what it comes down to. Like if you've already started a business and you are getting out there, you've already, whether it be that side hustle, you're working a 9 to 5 and you just want to make some extra money. Maybe you're a pastor trying to do some extra money as well. Or you actually jump full force, feet first into this whole entrepreneurial world. And you're like, I want to grow to the next level. Video needs to be part of that. And if it's not, we can have a conversation. I'd be happy to chat with you guys. So guys, hey, listen, again, I have some great things here to talk about. Hey, Sean, good to see you. But do you have any questions? This is a time where you get to ask your questions as well. You can hit them up there in the chat. I'm going to answer them live here over on YouTube and on Facebook. And then my new family over there on D Live, which I'm building a little audience over there. And my mom's on live too. Hey, Mom, good to see you. Love my mother. Always the shout out to my mother. She says she's watching me live and she loves watching me. I'm extremely excited. Always love to have Mom on there. Mom is one of the biggest supporters. You always need a mom who's going to be a cheerleader. And she is definitely one of my cheerleaders. Super, super excited about that. But yeah, as you guys have questions, I have a few more sitting here that I'm going to, just kind of talk about. But if you guys have any questions, please shoot them up in there. And hey, Natalie says, hi, Mama Burgoon. Good to see you guys. So here's the thing. So we're just kind of talking, and I'm going to, in about a couple minutes, I'm going to start sharing a little bit about the announcement I wanted to make and kind of give you this insight on where I'm pivoting to, because I'm pivoting a lot of my business. I've been in business for a while now, and it's really been around leadership and leadership development. But God is really shifting my heart on what I'm going to do. And yeah, for you guys who are not Christians, I am a Christian. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with you not being a Christian, but understand that if I do have some context where I'm talking about that. That's the context I come in the background. But I do want you to understand that. And so when you hear me talking about that, that's my core heart belief. But everybody is welcome on this channel. Um, so here's the thing. So I felt like God is shifting my heart from just being a leadership development guy to really helping business get off the ground, getting people to start businesses. Maybe you've been an entrepreneur and you've been doing this for 2 or 3 years and you just can't get something going. You have a God-given design, you have a God-given purpose, and my heart is to really help you acknowledge that, get to understand that, and then launch that thing. Whether it's to take yourself to the next level if you've already started, or to start you if you've never started, because the world needs you. And if the world doesn't have the gift of who you are, then there's going to be something beautiful in this world that's going to be missing. And I do want that out there, and I do want to help that. So I am shifting and pivoting to that. So you're going to see a lot more on this channel, on the YouTube channel, where I'm going to talk about how to make money online, how to make money on YouTube, on Facebook, how to leverage tools. Some of my lives are going to be about tools I use in order to leverage, in order to make money, whether it be a funnel system or something, or that. And then there's going to be times where we do a question and answers, where I'm going to hit up some of my most asked questions. And I'm going to tell you the most asked questions. If you listen, people will tell you what they want, right? All you guys in business, if you listen, they'll tell you what you want. I remember there was a book I read. I think it was called 48 Hours to Your Business. And so what he said was he listens to the questions he's being asked. If you have a business and nobody's asking the questions that have to deal with your business, you may be in the wrong business, because your business is yes, it needs to make money, but your business primarily is here to solve a problem. If it doesn't solve a problem, then it's always going to struggle. The better you can solve that problem, the more money you'll make, because money follows value, not desire, not intent. Money follows value. And the more problems you solve, the more complex problems you solve, the more money you'll wind up getting. So if you're in a business and you're trying to grow your business and nobody's asking questions about your business, you may be in the wrong business. So like one of the things is like some of the questions I think about when with my coaching group and with my membership group, the some of the most asked questions for me are: how do you do email marketing? How do you build your email list? How do you grow your platforms, right? The platforms that I'm on. How do you grow that? Some of the other questions are: how do you do sales, and what do you think about when you deal with people and integrate with people and talk with people? And then I'll even go into one step further, is a lot of the questions that I'm asked is really based on how do you get through the noise, and you really pick, like, there's like dozens of directions you can go, like even picking a website. Oh my gosh, you got like 80 choices. And then when you mention it, do you ever have this problem where you mention it on Facebook and then everybody and their mother shows up with their affiliate link? And for you guys who don't know what affiliate links is, it means I have a link that I give you, and when you buy through my link, somebody gives me a portion of what you purchased. And so like you're like throwing all this out there, and then you got 50 people with 50 different links, and you're like, I don't know which one to pick. My heart, and do I have affiliate links? Yes. Will I teach you to have those as well? Yes. And how to manage those correctly. But my heart is to help you sift through that. What is the best decision for where you're at, not where you think you're going, but where you're currently at, to leverage your business to actually make money, right? Here's a question over here Sean has. Let me hit this up on the main screen for a second. Boom, 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 boom. I love the happy birthdays. Let's do a little music. So here we go. So we go right here. So Sean asked this. Let me turn the music down just a little bit. Yeah, a little background, just setting the mood. Woo, right? So here's the thing. So Sean asked this. He said, did you have to become more visual tech savvy for your live streams, or did you already have that tech knowledge? That is a great question, Sean. So there is two things. If you don't, now I've grown in audio tech savviness over the years. I'm naturally techie. Like, I love gaming systems and computer systems. I can actually build my own computer. I don't know if many people know that, but I can build my own. I'm not like next level build where you can see some of these guys who are like supercharging it and causing it to like have nitro and all that other stuff. I'm not that, but I can make a functional computer that works. So when it came to audio tech, I just kept doing trial and error. And every time I tried something, I learned something new, and I'm still learning, right? So here's the deal. So you get in there with low tech and you build from there. Now, where my studio is now, and if I was to show you my studio, it's a simple webcam that goes into my Mac, that goes into my soundboard with my microphone, and this back here is simply just like a wall sticker, right? And so I'm going to upgrade my whole setup. Why? Because I want to be a professional. Like I've been doing this a while, so I have a professional level skill, but not a professional level equipment. So I want to upgrade my equipment. And until you get that way, you don't need anything but the basics. And here's what you can do. You have a phone. If you have a phone that's actually pretty good, like an iPhone X and above, that have like dual cameras and super great crisp video. Android had some of that as well. I'm not an Android guy, so you on the Android side, you would have to figure out on your phones. But here's the deal: you can do a live stream from your phone, get a tripod, turn that phone sideways. Don't ever do like live streams with it straight up and down, but you turn it sideways, because sideways will actually allow you to do pan shots so that you can put it on YouTube and stuff. Otherwise, you'll get that shot where the sides are kind of like glossed over and it doesn't look good. But you just get in there and you start doing stuff through your phone, guys. That's low tech. Like maybe you have a laptop with a webcam. So I'm going to upgrade my webcam to 4K because it's the crispest thing. But the one I have now is just a 1080p, right? And you can just Google what that means, but it just means it's a 1080 high resolution camera, right? HD quality. So it cost me $30 for the Logitech. I can put that in the link for you guys. Yes, it's an affiliate link, but it's a camera that I started with. Easy. You plug it into the back, you hit it up, and you go live. Like you can do it locally, like in YouTube and in Facebook. They have local things. You could just hit live locally, or you can use a thing like Restream. I have an affiliate link for Restream, and with Restream, I can just go in there and I don't have to worry about setting up all the little things behind it, but I can go boom, 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 hit 4 buttons, write something, go live, and I'm on live on 4 different channels right now, all at the same time, because guess what? It's a low tech entry. I like low tech because it doesn't mean I don't have to remember a lot of things. So with that being said, you learn over time, but you have to start somewhere. That's a great question. So my suggestion is you start with the lowest entry point that you have, a camera and a tripod. Don't be the person trying to do a live stream where you're holding your camera and everything's like this and you're like, "Hey guys," and you're sitting there. Don't be that guy, but just get a like $5 tripod, and I can send you a link to one of those if you want. I got like 2 I recommend. And then you just put it up on your tripod and you let the tripod look, and it's steady, and you just talk into the camera. One of the things that you need to really learn, and I will tell you this as a rule of thumb, because I've been speaking on stages for 15 years, and we like to look at ourselves when we speak. So when you look at the camera, whether it be a camera like this that you see that I have mounted on my Mac, or it's your phone, you look at the camera, you don't look at yourself, because looking at yourself, I'm not looking at you, like I'm looking at me. And we have a tendency to look at ourselves. The greatest live streamers stare at the cameras, because now I'm eye to eye with you, and you really feel like we're locked eye and eye having a conversation. That's the difference. You get into a low tech entry point, phone, maybe it's a mounted camera, and I can send you all the specs and everything I use if to help you stop, like, again, cut through the noise. Let me help you. And you just learn to look in the camera and speak. You don't need a microphone. I like the sound quality because, again, I've been doing this a little while. I like the better sound quality, but you don't need it to start. But you need to start. So I did want to say that. Yeah, like Mike says it right there. He grew his channel to 13,000 subs with his phone, right? And so you start low tech entry and build from there as you learn. Yeah, absolutely. So Natalie says huge MLM issue with that one too. Oh, one, if you have XYZ, here's my product. Yeah, there's absolutely right. But I'm going to tell you with the whole MLM movement. Now, everybody who's followed me for a while knows I'm not a fan of a lot of MLMs. I get it, and it does turn people off. But here's why. I do coach some people who have MLMs. I do. I don't have a problem with the MLM. I have a problem with the methods. So I do coach some people who have MLMs, and what do I coach them in? How to sell better without being salesy, right? How to actually get out there and have a conversation where you're not desperate for money and you want to help people. Because the problem is when people, and this is not just MLMs, this is a lot of people who have businesses, they don't have a good money story. So they're so desperate to make money that they come across as sleazy. like buy my stuff because it's the best stuff in the world. No, it may not be the best, but I'm probably the best solution you have that's in that you may be able to connect with on the chemistry level with one-on-one. The same thing with some MLMs. Listen, some of those products are actually not bad. What turns people off is the way people push it and sell it. That's what turns it off. So there are some products out there that are really good products, but the level of training is not there. I remember years ago, and I think Natalie was part of this group. Yeah, Natalie was part of this group before she became a coach on this end. Everybody in the group, with I think the exception of Natalie, which who for all you guys who don't know who that is, I'm putting her up on the screen. She was part of a group. We did a leadership development, 21 laws of leadership. There was about 8 of us. 7 of them, they were all women. 7 of the women were all like every one of them were all MLM, Juice Plus and all that stuff. And based on what I was teaching them, how to be a better leader, how to integrate with people, how to have these conversations, every one of them came back and said not only were they more confident and more at ease with selling, some of them got major contracts with local health establishments to sell their products. Some of them got much more, bigger teams because now they're able to manage their teams, and then they were training their teams how to sell. So the difference is not that MLMs are bad per se, but they just don't have the level of training they need in order to make it good. Right? They have good products, but not great sales teams and not great methods. So when you get out there and you do the sales right, then everything else is right. And so a lot of times I'll help those guys and say, here, let's get a better method of doing this. Because I'm going to tell you right now for all you guys, and this is a question, this is what we got to really kind of hone in on this. So lean in on this one for a second, because this is a sales advice that I've had to learn, is don't cut and paste your message, right? You ever find that and you're just reading somebody and somebody's like, hey, this happened to me the other day. They're like, hey, I read your profile and I help people lose weight. Would you be interested in more information? And then I'm like, I kindly emailed message back because I'm never rude, but I messaged back and I said, hey, apparently you didn't read my profile because I lost 40 pounds. So, I mean, like maybe if you wanted to see me like a year ago when I was 210 pounds, then we could have talked. But apparently you didn't read my profile because I kind of don't need to lose weight. I have other issues, right? And so that kind of techniques turn people off because it's just cut and paste to as many people as you possibly can, right? So I took it aside. I talked with her and I said, here's like 3 steps you can do to change that and increase, more engagement and not have to make these copy and paste. Listen, in your business, don't copy and paste, right? Now, there are some things that, like when people ask you for a link, like maybe some of you guys want these affiliate links for like my cameras and my microphones and everything else that I use. Hey, listen, I'll happy to send that. And that would be basically, here's the link, go check it out. And if 4 or 5 people, I'm going to copy and paste that link because they've asked me for it, right? Don't do unsolicited links because you think, I'm okay with getting into people's DMs because you're building relationship, but make sure you're building relationship so that you can get into that place where you are selling. And I think that everybody needs to sell, because if you believe your product is the best product out there that changes lives, then guess what? Then you have a moral and ethical duty to give your product to people at a cost, right? We don't do this for free. We have our free stuff, right? Information is free. Customization costs something. So if you want everything we give in a customized way that's going to be applicable to your situation and it's going to watch you grow, then there's going to be an investment to that. And for people who struggle with investing in themselves are people who are going to often struggle in business, because it comes back to a money story. If your money story is bad or your money story is challenging, then you're not going to be able to sell, and you're not going to be able to invest in yourself and a coach to help you learn these things. And guess what? Your business is going to go under, because if your business doesn't have money coming in, it's starving. And here's an honest truth. So let me give you this, because this is just a coaching thing. I would tell you, if me and you were sitting in a room, if you don't make money in your business, you just have an expensive hobby. And you need to move from expensive hobby to growing business, because what you have, people need. Now, will you tweak? Absolutely. Will you grow with that? Absolutely. But what people have or what people need is what you have. So you'll tweak along the way. But guess what? If you struggle with selling because you have some money story that is keeping you from offering, then guess what? Then you're going to have struggles growing your business. It's just that simple. Like, and I've seen this. Like, I've sat there, and I was on this end too, guys, for a long time. And you'd be like, yo, I do this thing and I do this thing and I help this thing and I've got all of these results, and I can give you dozens of stories from dozens and dozens of people that I've helped grow their business. And I can give you even more stories of people I've helped break through and renew their marriages and all this. And you ever get to these people where they're like, hey, you got story after story after story. And you're like, yeah, this is good. This is good. This is good. I can help you grow your YouTube. I can help you get things together. I can help you grow your business. Right. And then they're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then when you get to the selling part, you're like, yeah, it's like $500, right? And you're either selling yourself short and underselling for what you can do, or the other problem is you're like, yeah, I don't know, because you were so confident 5 minutes ago, and now you're like, and that part when you shift to like wishy-washy, when you shift to, guess what happens? They no longer want to sell or want to buy from you because now you don't have the confidence left when you hit the selling part. You need the same confidence you have talking about your passion as you do talking about selling your passion. And I don't know what your specific situation is. And we can work together on that. But here's the deal. Learn to overcome a bad money story so you can get out there and help people grow, help people with your services, because you deserve to be paid for what you've learned, what you've grown, and what you've helped others do. But it comes down to who you helping, what problem are you helping them with, and do you have a healthy money story that's going to get them to a place where they're able to have confidence in you that you can help them get to what they want. So, yeah. Okay, Michelle, good to see you. She says, that's me. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, you're really good at it. We've had conversations. And she says she's good at it. I don't know how to sell it. Listen, do this test. Like, I'm gonna give you this whole like test. Do this on your own. Or if you want to schedule a call with me, I'll let you sell to me and we can have this conversation. But I want you to go about, don't even think about money. Go to your favorite whatever, right? Your favorite TV show or your favorite food or your favorite restaurant. And I want you to sell it. And I don't want you ever to ask for money. I just want you to talk to people about it. Let your passions roll, right? Hey, listen. So let me give you an example. I'm going to show you live right here. Like, so I opened up this with like whole talking about where me and my wife went for my birthday. And I was like, hey, we went to this beautiful we went to the melting pot. So have you ever been to the melting pot? Right. I love the melting pot. Hey, shout out to one of my close friends, Sean. Good to see you, my brother. And again, check out his channel. He has a fantastic channel. He's a high ticket sales coach. So that's a channel. If you're looking to sell high ticket, grab a hold of his channel, go subscribe. Love the guy, and he's so amazing at what he does. So here's the deal, dude. So here's what it is. So like, all right, story, whoop, whoop, reset, gotcha. All right, so for my birthday this weekend, my wife and I were driving, and we were looking at all these places, and we actually wanted to go to this new place because I have celiac disease. So for you guys who don't know that, I have, like, if gluten gets in my body begins to hate me and tries to kill me, right? So we were looking at this one place. We go up there. Well, COVID had shut this place down, and it sucks because when a place you're so excited to try no longer exists, you're like, oh my gosh, it's so much. So we had to drive around more looking for another place to go, and we ultimately ended up on Dr. Phillips. I'm in Orlando, so we ended up in Dr. Phillips, and we're like, hey, we've been to Melting Pot like 5 years ago. Let's just go in and let's see, and let's have it down. And they sit you in this amazing booth. And the way the booths are set up is you can't see anybody else. So you just feel like it's you. You feel like it's just you, your wife, or you, your husband, or your friend, and it's real intimate. I mean, you could see, and when they put the pot down, you can see the smoke going up, and you're like, wow. And this is like the lights are a little lower, and then when you're sitting there and you're having these conversations, and you finally pick like what you want to drink, what you want to eat, and bring it out, it's set in this amazing way. Oh my gosh, it's raw. So all the stuff is raw because it's a fondue place, and it's a cool experience, like the coolest experience ever, because you got to poke it with this little stick. And I don't know if you've ever had fondue, but you poke it with this little stick and you put it in there, and then you set your timer, and then you wait till it's done, and you take it out, and you can enjoy a freshly cooked, right in front of you, little portion of something that you're like, wow, that was awesome. And they got the sauces, or like 6, 7 sauces, and each one is a new explosion of flavor in your mouth mixed with the food. Like we had this duck and with this like cilantro lime sauce on it. Like, oh my gosh, it was to die for. Like, man. And so we were going through this. We had a cheese. Like now, for all you guys who are like me, who has celiac or lactose intolerant, the cheddar is easy for lactose intolerant people. Like you can eat cheddar. And so we had this cheddar with gluten-free bread at first, and even the carrots in the cheddar. It was so good. Meal number 2 was like this cornucopia of salmon and like duck and chicken. And it was so good. And then of course, oh my gosh, you want to talk about desserts? They pulled out like this dark chocolate caramel turtle fondue that they lit on fire. Like, listen, guys, if you know me, I love fire. Like, I love things that go boom and things that go like really cool. And so they lit it on fire, so it melted everything. And then you're sitting there with like cookies and marshmallows and fruit, and you get to put it in there, and you're still having these conversations around dinner. So based on that, right? So based on that conversation right there, how many of you would go or already can taste it and feel it and you want to go check it out? Right? You tell me in the comments, would you want to go to that restaurant based on what I was just telling you? And so in that place, this is where the transition breaks down, guys. We at the point where it goes, it's like we get to the place where we're going to ask for the sale. We build it up. And my challenge is to go talk about something that you're passionate about to somebody and practice that. And then so we break down, and now the transition is, what does it cost is the first question. And we are big tippers. Now, I'm going to tell you, you Christians out there, I'm a Christian. Yeah, if you don't tip well, you need to start tipping better, because if you're a Christian, you're supposed to be generous. So start getting out there and being generous, and stop being like little stingy people and never give. Listen, if you believe God is a supplier of all things, then begin to give to people, because we're all in hard times. And waiters and waitresses, my goodness, they work so super extra hard to do what they're doing in the midst of a pandemic. Tip them well. All right. So I want you to, that was my little soapbox moment, but here's the deal. So we're getting some yeses in here about they'd go down. So it cost my wife and I $134 after taxes, right? After taxes and tip, we tipped like $30, right? And so, do you see how easy that came off me telling you that? Like, if some of you guys are like, where'd you get that $130? I mean, blah, blah, blah. Listen, when God's blessing you and when you want to have an experience, you find the money, right? That you have something you want. Now, when you get into a place and you say, hey, I want you to buy something for me, right, from me, and you go, well, this thing is like $500, and you're now not even looking at people, your tone goes down, you just ruin the setup. Like, you spent all of this time setting up this amazing experience, only to what? Lose it when you shift into this place of you're no longer confident in your prices. Be confident in your prices. If you charge $500 a month for coaching, charge $500. I do think if you're good at it, you should raise your prices. But if you're comfortable with it, say, listen, if you want to hire me, it's $500 per the month, right? Just be out there and own it, guys. Own it. Build the experience, learn to talk about the passion, and then learn to be okay with people paying you for it. Listen, I'm in a business, right? Because here's what I know. My heart as a Christian, and listen, for all y'all who are like, Christians need to be broke, y'all crazy and never read the Bible. But here's the deal. My heart is, I want to make so much money, 7 figures, 8 figures, and all that stuff, so that I can give most of it away. There are so many hurting people. There's so many schools that need to be built, so many orphanages that need to be funded, so many churches that need to be started. But broke people can't help people. And if you're broke and you're trying to start a business to not be broke, right? But you can't sell, you're going to stay broke because you're not having the confidence. Listen, own that thing and just be like, hey, listen, I love what Michelle said. She says, I'm good at what I do. She said that. Listen, I'm going to pull that back up on the screen. She said, listen, I know, that's me. I know what I'm doing and I'm good at what I do. Own that, Michelle. Just get in there and own that thing and be like, yo, I want to be this. And then set a price. I don't care what price you start at. I will tell you, because you are really good at what you do, don't start at $20 an hour. That's an employee mindset. You're an entrepreneur in the making. So start like, listen, pull in, like there are people sometimes that, like when I was first starting out, I remember the first time I was this person. I was like, oh, I can't sell things. I was a former pastor, and all that mindset jumbo and bad money story was rolling around. I used to charge $500 for 8 weeks of like high level coaching, right? And it was super high level coaching. And I charged $500 for 8 weeks. You know, undersell. I have 20 some years experience at what I do. Like I've taken people from $8 an hour to 6 figures, right? And I've grown people from zero on YouTube up, and I've helped people build platforms on Facebook and all these things. And I'm sitting there like, hey, just give me $500 for 8 weeks, and that literally comes down at 8 weeks somewhere around like $40 a week, right? Well, that's the problem. Now I'm like $250 an hour. Yeah, if you want to do hourly, if you guys think an hour. So like, and it's gonna go up soon, right? Because if you want one-on-one time with me, I'm really good at what I do. So that's not arrogant. That's not prideful. I'm owning me. I know how God has created me. I know how God has dialed me in, and I know what the results I can get in your life. And I'm just going to say, hey, listen, this is what it is. If you can't do it, come back when you can. Or here's actually what I do is I say, here's like 3 tips you can do to earn the money to be able to work together, right? I'll actually give them some wins because I like that. And I like helping people. So I do that. Doesn't mean you do. I do that. So, but that's the thing, guys, is own you, and whatever price you set, own it. And get to the place where you're doing the thing, guys. That's really what it comes down to. Don't shy from asking for the sale. Don't shy. Whatever price you set, own that price. And so, yeah, definitely 17 years experience of what I know. Yeah, Mike's been doing it for a long time. So his channel's about managers. He's been doing management for 17 years. Listen, this guy's got it going on his channel. If you're a manager, like he's got it going on. He knows what he's talking about. If I was a manager, I'd hire that dude. Right? I would hire him to learn how to manage better because he does know what he's doing. He gets results, right? Sean, I spoke about Sean earlier. Sean's a high ticket sales guy. See, my guys giving me high fives. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Like Sean's a high ticket sales guy. Guess what? This guy commands $5,000 programs, $10,000 programs. Why? Because he's good at what he does. My coach, my mentor, Owen Video, one of the best YouTube coaches on the planet, right, has helped me more than anybody else with business, with coaching, with learning YouTube. His program for 8 weeks was $5,000, 12 weeks was $5,000. And I had no problem joining in that. Was it a sacrifice the first time? Yes, but I've seen an ROI from it. Good people know what they do and know how to do it, and they know what to give and what not to give and how to do it, right? But the problem is if our money story isn't fixed, if our money story isn't in a place to understand that investing in myself is the best thing that I can do that's going to grow my business, then you're going to stay locked on a previous plan, and you're just never going to grow. Right? Because you got to invest in yourself. You've got to invest in coaches. You've got to get out there and do the thing. You've got to be, I mean, at the end of the day, it comes back to let's fix the money story so that you, my friend, can ask for money because you deserve to be paid for your knowledge. That's how it rolls down. Michelle says this, and then I'm going to roll into some things that I was kind of hinting about. What am I going to start? What am I pivoting to? So I want to talk about that. If you're enjoying this lives, hit the like button down there for me. If you're not subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you over here on YouTube. It's www.leadwithjim.live. You can come right to the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, bell for notifications. Michelle says this, that's what happened. No, I already wrote that one. Oh no, it was that one. See, you ever have these things where you're just like laughing because you just like, wait, there it was. That's what happened to me. I know years doing it and still get weird about money. Again, it's the weird about money is the money challenge of how you grew up, how you believe about money. So it's time to change that. It's time to get in there. And once you start changing that, you'll be able to actually sell to somebody. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to take you selling to somebody in order to learn how to sell to somebody. So figure out a price. And then just get out there and sell it to somebody. And again, your first couple sales, whatever you need to charge $20, $50, $80, $100, whatever it is, $5,000. I would love to see somebody hire you for $5,000, Michelle. Just do it. And if they don't hire you, that's on them, not you. That is not your fault. Can you get better at explaining your business? Yeah. Can you get better at selling? Yeah. But if you're not going to sell to everybody and everybody's not going to be able to buy from you, and you just got to be okay with that. So that's really comes down. So here we go. So we're actually rolling down. I've been enjoying this stream with you guys. It's been almost an hour. Like I have not legit even realized that it's been an hour. I love this. This is exciting for me. And I've been loving the questions. I've been loving it, but we're coming down to that time. I can go for hours here, guys. If you ever want to do like a 3-hour live stream, I'm happy to do that. I think that would be fun. Maybe we can do that around some topics soon, and we'll just do a 3-hour live stream. Maybe I'll do that as a way of like we can donate to some cause, and we'll do a couple hours on a private day. So here's the deal. So let's transition. We're going to transition into what are some of. Let me give you like the where I'm moving to. So for a long time, I have been in leadership development. I absolutely yeah, Caleb, absolutely 1 hour down, 2 hours to go. But you know what? You know what the cool thing about that, Caleb, is as long as the conversation is good, I will go on forever. I love great conversation. I love great interaction. And as long as the conversation's good and the interaction is good, we can go. And that's fine with me. We can go. But if the conversation dies or if the energy dies, I'm kind of like, okay, we're done. That's how it rolls. But I usually try to stay to about an hour because I honor your time. I honor all those things. But we can go for a long time, and I'm okay with that. I don't know about you, but I'm okay with that, and I think it's fun. So here's the thing. So for a long time, I've been a leadership guy. Like I am totally like I can get in front of you, and I can within minutes know your personality, know how you interact with the world, can tell you some of the strengths, weaknesses, and all that. And I plan to still continue that in a different way. One thing that God has designed me to understand is people. I know people, right? And so with that being said, I started asking myself a question. And in life, whenever you pivot or whenever you're looking at it, you work hard. So some of you guys, let me say this: some of you guys have been doing business for like a week and you're already ready to pivot. Nah, you need to do it 6 months to a year and then talk about pivoting. Once you've given it your college try, your all, you then start learning about pivoting. But you need to give it at least 6 months to a year. And I mean hard, good work, not just kind of flirting with it. Because too many times people flirt with something and say it doesn't work, and that's why they're never successful. You got to really put your muscle into it. And I've worked with a lot of great people, and I like I said, I plan to continue with the leadership stuff in a different way now. And so, with that being said, I am going to be pivoting because I started listening to the questions people are asking me. Like a year ago, it was, how do you understand this person? And how do you understand that person? And even before that, it was, what are like 6 steps on how to build an organization, how to build teams and stuff like that, right? Over the last couple of years, it's been pivoting and shifting. And at first, I'm going to tell you, I did not see the shift. Or actually, I saw it, but I ignored it as something like, nah, it's not what I do. You ever have those moments where you're like, that's not what I do. I don't care. But I started listening more and more. And I mentioned it earlier on the slot on the chat on the chat. And for you guys who are with us, thanks for hanging out with me so far. I started getting into this place where I listened more and more because with where favor goes, doors open. So I said, okay, so sitting back, I'm like, who do I really serve? What problems do I serve? And what are people asking me? Like when you show up in my DMs, like when you show up on my post, like and I'm always giving value. I'm 100% committed to giving you the most value I can. And I'm like, what are the questions people are asking me? And it really came down to business. It was, how do you grow my platforms, right? Because again, I've put a lot of time and effort in this, and I know some of the tricks and stuff on growing your platform, growing your Facebook, growing your YouTube, and things like that. So so I'm right in those lanes. So people are, how do you grow this, and what do you do this, and how do you think about this? And so I started listening to that. Then it questions in my one of my private groups started being like, well, how do you create a course? So I created a course on how to create courses just because they were in my private group. So I taught them how to create a course. And it became, how do you sell it? How do you leverage it? How do you build an email list? How do you, do this and this and this? What websites do I need to do? On some of my private coaching, we would do mindset stuff. And then suddenly they would be like, well, how do you build this website? Because a little known fact, before I did this coaching gig that I started, I was actually a blogger, and I've learned how to build a blog, and I learned how to build affiliates through the blog and actually write and those things. And now I've shifted to where I don't have my own blog at the moment, but I'm writing for several large publications. I'm lifehack.org. I'm on Good Men Project. I'm on Addicted to Success. And I just sent out eight pitches, and I've got 8 more sending out of paid publications, stuff like Forbes and Ask Men and Psychology Today. I've sent these out. Just wait and hear them back and see if I got on these pitches. So I've pivoted because I'm a great communicator. I'm great at writing and speaking. So I've pivoted, right, to how can I create a stream of income. There are 8 out there. They haven't replied. They may never reply, but I'm waiting on them to reply. So people started asking me about stuff like that. People started asking me about, creating streams of income, getting through the noise, helping build the thought process behind brands and things like that. So I said, so here's my pivot, guys. Here's where I started thinking. I started listening to what people were asking, and I started listening to the conversations I was having. Great leaders learn in the midst of what wisdom is and what applied knowledge is and all that. And then they pivot and they go after it. And so from moving forward, my brand is beginning to shift from a pure leadership development brand to a business strategist. I haven't named it yet, so we're still in the very beginning stages of this, but it's really business strategy and business building for entrepreneurs, for new entrepreneurs, and for those wannapreneurs, those people who are wanting to start the side hustles to get out of their 9-to-5 jobs, and those that are in the beginning stages of their business. You may be doing what you've been doing forever, like Mike here. He's been doing it for 17 years, but the question is has he created a business around that? Has he created an email list? Has he created all the things? And I spent the first 4.5, 5 years of me trying to do this business, I spent navigating through learning how to build a website, doing it all myself. And I shouldn't have done it all myself. I should have hired them all out, but I learned how to build a website and which sites to go and pose to this and this. And so I sat there the other day and I said, you know what? I literally was like, I have read so many books, I have applied so many things, and I've coached people in this, and I've got all of my notes and everything I've been doing. Why haven't I started an academy that helps people do this? And so the pivot for me came down to, I'm going to be starting a paid membership. Yes, it's an investment. There's going to be a whole, as we move on, there's going to be a whole course that you can buy that leads into the paid membership. But I'm starting a paid membership that is literally a new entrepreneur, or if maybe you've been an entrepreneur for like 2 or 3 years, I still consider that new entrepreneur, and you're not making money. Or you're making a little bit, you want to make more. So in that emerging new entrepreneur, or somebody who wants to start to become an entrepreneur, and just opening up this academy that really focuses on helping entrepreneurs cut through the noise and get their business organized, structured, and moving forward in order so that they can make money. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. And that is where my business is pivoting, because I'm watching so many people who are out there wanting to start growing, want to start understanding what their thing is, right? What their design is, how can they make money? How can they leverage that? How can they grow? And there's a lot of noise out there. I mean, the gurus are all like, hey, buy all my stuff, but they don't have that personal interaction. Well, I want to help with personal interaction and stuff like that. So we're going to get in there and we're going to really, build a membership community around getting your business moving forward. And it's in that community where I'm going to give a lot of leadership development in the midst of growth and business development, because those are the questions people are asking most. And in order to grow your business, you got to also grow yourself. So it's a both end thing. So you're going to be getting both of them. So with that being said, I do want to get you to a place and to help to understand that that's where I'm moving my business. So my channels are going to change to reflect that, not much. So they're going to be like a pivot and a shift, not a cold shower. Because again, I'm melding my years of leadership experience and my years of helping people really get launched and get started and growing. And it's going to create this beautiful entrepreneurial academy to help you grow, cut through the noise, get things in order. And I want you to be part. And that's really what it comes down to. I want you to be part, because my heart is, man, I don't want to give you something that makes you feel good. I want to give you what's going to work. And I'm going to pull in experts. I'm going to pull in people of areas that I am not an expert in, but I'm going to pull them in, and things that I can do and things that I'm going to show you how to do. And that's really what it is. And so I'm going to tell you this, if you want to be one of the founding members and say, hey, listen, I want to grow this with you. I want to be part of this. Let's have a conversation. Right now, the founding member price is going to be $40 a month. That will go up. But the deal is once it's launched and fully out there in the world, it will go up. But right now you can be a beta member and you can really come in and be influential in the growth of this thing, because I want to be able to get out there and help you grow and help you get started. And that's why I'm starting this Entrepreneurial Academy. So there's a great question here by Natalie. She said, is your private membership changing to this, or is it something to add? Yeah, absolutely. So Natalie is in one of my private memberships. So my private membership that you're already in is going to expand into this. So when you first joined the membership there, it was strictly like in leadership development. That is leadership development, strictly that is beginning to shift and meld and evolve into this. So you're already part of that, Natalie. And so we're going to evolve that into something beautiful and mature so that we can help you and many other entrepreneurs get their businesses out there and growing. That's where this is going. And here's what I know. This is where my alignment is. This is where God has been growing me to and maturing me to. And so this is what I'm going to help people do. And I find that I'm good at it. So we're going to teach a lot of different things in there. And like I said, everything from let's get your email marketing together to if you want to get a YouTube channel growing to different things like that, or Facebook group growing, and, multiple things. So with that being said, if you are somebody who really wants to I had a phone call. Decline. My brother-in-law was calling me. Mother, if you're still on the phone, tell him don't call me for another 10 minutes. So here's the thing. So I know, right? You love that, right? So here's the thing. So drop me in a chat, drop me in an inbox and say, hey, you're interested in learning more information, having a conversation, or even joining. And I would love to have this part of that group because I want to help you make money. I want to help you get out there, get your business going, going to that next level, and just make the money you're supposed to make and actually make the impact. Because ultimately it's impact, guys. Ultimately, it's about changing lives. And I know there's something inside of you that needs to be released. And if it's released into the world, guess what? Other people will be changed. So through you, I can impact more people, but you just have to come to this place where you're like, you know what? I'm going to make the decision to join. I'm going to make the decision to invest in myself, and just let's get everything in order. Let's get it together. Let's get those ideas pumping. Let's get it going out forward, and let's do the thing. So, all right, Michelle, I'm glad. Thank you for being interested. I'll reach out to you later, probably tomorrow or something. But yeah, guys. So do you guys have any questions, any thoughts? That's where my business is thing. This has been an incredible live. I've been really enjoying this. We covered a lot of things, and I'm probably going to cut up this video to be able to put little things up on the interwebs and stuff, so you can see some shorter video forms. So I'm going to have that cut up and post some of this, but this has been incredible. Freddie, yeah, absolutely. This is the next logical step for me. And I think it's a logical step that I've not taken, but this is the logical step that I'm going to take. I think you're right there. So with that being said, any last minute questions, any thoughts, ask me anything, you want to know whatever, what my favorite, everything from what my favorite type of music is to where my favorite place was, or anything about business. I'll give it to you, let's put some music on here. We're going to do, this one says Street Hustle. What's this one? Okay. Look at that. We're bouncing. We're something. We're jiving. There we go. I couldn't think of a word. I was like, yo. So there we go, guys. And as we end this live out, as we end this section out, guys, I will still have a live this week for my regular live. Although I will tell you, I like the Tuesday lives. I may move my Saturday to a Tuesday, or my Friday night live to a Tuesday. This is really, really fun. It's been really, really cool having you guys with me. As we peace out, as we dip out, I want to be able to say, guys, I love you. Yes, Fran, I do miss driving you crazy, and I do miss you driving me crazy. That is absolutely true, because you are an amazing individual, and so I'm so grateful that you are still in my life, even if it's from a distance. So with that being said, let me give you one of my hashtag wisdom bombs, because I am the wisdom bomb guy, right? I've been doing wisdom bombs forever, and it's my birthday, and I can do whatever I want, right? That's what they say, as long as we don't get arrested. So here's the thing. Here's the wisdom I'm going to leave with you today. Let me turn the music down just a little bit. Here's the wisdom. When you learn to invest in yourself is the day you learn to be free. Ooh, that was good. I'm going to put that on Facebook. The day you learn to invest in yourself is the day you learn how to be free. Because that changes everything, guys. Because now you're at a place where you're ready to grow, ready to make money, because you're ready to invest in yourself. And that everything starts with you and flows from the inside out. And with that being said, I love each and every one of you guys. Reach out to me, have a conversation, whether it be about the Entrepreneur Academy I'm starting, or whether it be about anything under the sun. Reach out. Let's continue the conversation. And I will see you live later this week. And I do think I'm going to switch my lives to Tuesday night. I really enjoyed this night, and this seems to be a really good night. So much love to each and every one of you guys. Let me bounce out with some, let's do some Star Wars. I like Star Wars. I'm a nerd. With that being said, love each and every one of you guys. Peace out. Talk to you soon.